This is me. This is me trying to do some exercise in my student accommodation that I paid £210 for a week. My room is 14 square meters. I just couldn't help but wonder why did I pay so much money for such a small place. Therefore, I decided to start my investigation. Is it a myth or a must? Do university students have to stay in a student accommodation? And like me, some interviewees think student accommodations are expensive. This is Gabriella.
So the housing price was so expensive.
And this is Yasmin.
The bad thing about living in a student accommodation is the price. That's the one thing that I'm really concerned about, because when I used to live in the student accommodation, they charged me for £190 per week. So everything was so compact. With the same price, if I want to move in with one of my friends, with the same price, 190 up until £200 a week, we can get like a really amazing, spacious apartment.
Some people argue that student accommodations are of a very fair price.
It's a fair price because honestly, they have people that clean the common area, that clean the kitchen. They have a common room. They have a safe place to go. They have security always there. They have a beautiful campus. They have friends that live right next to them. If you want to have that experience, that is the price.
One of the reasons why many students, especially international students like me, choose to live in a student accommodation regardless of the high price is because they provide 24/7 on-site security. However, how safe it really is to study here in the UK. Data shows that around 16% of all adults who were victims of CSEW crime were students. And among all victims, those who has a diploma or a degree has the highest rate of being a victim of crime. Study also shows that young people among the age of 18 to 34 are most likely to become victims of violence and fifth offense. Another important issue to be focused on is mental health problem. In the year of 2017, 93 students of higher education committed suicide. Because of the coronavirus pandemic and the lockdown restriction, almost 3 in 10 students said they have engaged with mental health and well-being surveys since the start of autumn 2020.
This year, I found it extremely hard to be in halls, especially because as an RA, you have to set an example. Oh my God, was it lonely? I had such bad anxiety for a while, just being in my room. It felt like a cage. When you decorate a room and you bring friends over and you're like, oh, look how cute I did this. It's kind of feeling like what's the point?
But the question is, can students, especially international students, not live in a student accommodation?
International students are more than welcome, because I can't speak for other companies, but for my company, international students take nearly 50% of our sales. I mean, many of my colleagues, they are hired to target this international students' client base.
What's different for students to start general renting?
For local workers, they can pay monthly. International students, even though they are allowed to rent just the public properties or just general properties, they will have to pay 6 months worth of rent upfront. Alternatively, there is also another way for international students to pay the rent, which is they will need to find a UK-based guarantor in order to pay rent monthly. But the guarantor will have to let's say 1.7 times of the yearly rent.
More information about how student accommodations can help with students' mental health, as well as how to run general renting as a student, And to find out how other students comment on their experience, please find out more from my long-form investigation.